What's up, everybody? Jaywalk325, bringing you my very first Nightfall. So, let's go ahead and load it up before we get started with anything else. Let's take a look at the modifiers. Looks like we got Light Switch, Angry, and Juggler. Okay, so the only one that I'm really worried about is going to be Light Switch. Since I play a Titan, I like to run into things, and I guess I'm going to have to be a bit more cautious about that this time, aren't we? Alright, let's go ahead and load it up. Alright, so this being my very first Nightfall strike, I want to, see if I can do this. And by this I mean talking and playing at the same time without resetting a bunch of times. And I might have to do some editing. I haven't done any editing yet, and this might be a good time to learn how to do that. But it gives me extra incentive to be extra careful and actually get through this bitch without dying. So I was looking at, I just actually recorded a daily heroic video, and I was listening to it, and man, I say fuck a lot. I was like, holy shit, man, do I really cuss that much? And yeah, I guess that's who I am. I cuss a lot during video game sessions, so I guess that's something that I'm gonna have to get used to listening to. And if anyone is listening, you're gonna have to get used to that too, because it's a reflex at this point. I don't think I can change it. So, I was talking about my, actually scratch that. Something I wanted to do at the beginning of the videos is I want to go over topics about what I'm going to go over, because I was thinking about how I'm going to handle my conversation to my imaginary audience, and I want to do an about me, and I'm going to talk about my favorite video game character. Then I'm going to go on to the thoughts about Destiny and games I'm looking forward to. So that's kind of like the game plan for this Nightfall, and we'll see what we can fit in and what doesn't fit in, and what I forget. We'll see. So, I'm still sick. That's proof of it. I'm going to try to just blast through this room because it's still public and I don't reset if I die. And that was a fucking awesome barrel roll. Holy shit. That might have just saved it for me. I was going to be like, Xbox, record that. But I unplugged that bitch a long time ago. Fuck Connect. Seriously.
Good news. All of his lieutenants are here. We could take down all of his guards.
So, I wanted to, I know it sounds fucking stupid, but I wanted to have, a catchphrase. Which sounds even worse saying it, even though I already knew it sounded stupid. But in my first video, I talked about what I wanted to name this channel, and I wanted to name it "Is Anyone Gaming?" And there's a hidden meaning behind it. I'm not gonna go into, but I kind of wanted to open with hey, this is so and so bringing you the video, and I'm here to ask you, is anyone gaming? But I forgot to do it, so fuck it, we'll do it in the next video. So I know that these guys, I've already done the Nightfall this week, so I'm a little bit more prepared. I know that the Scions have Void Shields, and everything else will have a Solar Shield. So I'm deciding to go with Atheon's Epilogue for that, at least while there still are Scions, and then Icebreaker, and then my raid, Hunger of Crota rocket launcher. Let's take this motherfucker out first. This guy's gonna cause a world of pain if we don't. While we're doing that, let's talk about my favorite video game character. So, knowing that Mass Effect is my favorite gaming series and everything, it'd be easy to say that my favorite gaming character is gonna come from Mass Effect, but in fact, that is not true. Actually, my favorite video game character of all time is Ezio Auditore, and that's from the Assassin's Creed series. The only character that's had a trilogy, and very rightly so. That guy was an amazing character. Um, I think what made him so special to me is you really follow him from the beginning. Like, you control him as a little baby, and you really play him until he's done being an assassin. Um, it was just so captivating, and his origin story is phenomenal. Like, it was a horrific thing to see his reasoning for becoming an assassin and all of that shit, but man, it was crazy. I mean, that's the only guy that had any reason to fucking become an assassin and seek vengeance, but everything else I think has fallen short since. Nothing's really that crazy to me after seeing his origin story. And if you're unfamiliar with it, the motherfucker sees his dad and two brothers, one being a younger kid of like 8 or 9 or some shit, get fucking hung in front of him. And in part of the story, you actually just go through and you carry their dead bodies to this boat to get them out of, because they were like taken captive and shit. It was fucking crazy. And I was like, damn, this guy's gonna be a badass because he's fighting for something. He's fighting for something that's very near and dear to him. So after seeing that origin story and, in my opinion, telling the best story that the Assassin's Creed universe has come up with, it was magnificent. I mean, even I was very sad, and it affected me at the end not playing Ezio anymore. Like, when his story was done, it was kind of like letting go of a friend because of how much time you put into that one character and being with him from the beginning to the end, And it was crazy. I loved it. So after I kill this dude, let's move on to my thoughts on Destiny. So that's something I've actually noticed quite a bit. I say so in the middle of my pauses like a fucking shit ton, and whether it's not as it's not as bad as people that go like all the fucking time. It's still pretty fucking annoying, so I'm gonna try to work on that. And I do say but I say so a lot. And I think I had a few jobs, and it is something that I was kind of conscious of because they say that the worst thing to do is just sit there and say a bunch of times, and I had to be prepared for that in interviews, and I pretty much trained myself to go like, so, and then like give myself like a moment to think. I really don't like using the, what's it called? I know what they're called, I just can't fucking remember. But I don't like using these things when you're playing solo because they blow up, you're fucking dead. And in this Nightfall, you're gonna get sent back to orbit, and I don't want to fucking do that. Quit being a bitch! Get over here and take this shit. You're gonna die anyway. You know it. I know it. Your friend next to you knows it. Alright. So let's talk about how I feel about Destiny. I'm gonna switch to Vision of Confluence, give myself a little bit more range here. So I recognize Destiny's shortcomings. I mean, I'm not gonna be the guy that sits here and tells you like, the game's perfect and I play it because it's a phenomenal, amazing, perfect game. And, it's not like that at all for me. But what I do kind of want people to understand about my perspective, at least, is I did not have any MMO type experience. I didn't play World of Warcraft. I didn't do any of that shit. And you know what? I'm actually gonna switch to Defender really quick because it's a pretty fucking good idea for this. But I didn't have any MMO experience. I didn't play World of Warcraft when all my friends started doing that. And I really didn't know what it was like to have a game that had something to do every day or every week. It's the same content over and over and over again, but you still have chance for loot and rewards, and You know, even though I've played this game a ridiculous amount of hours, there's a lot that I still don't have. Most notably, Jalahorn, which is still haunts me to this day. Damn you, strange coins in week 2. Alright. Well, I have fucking Vision of Confluence. Come on, come on, come on. Ha! Told you you were gonna die, bitch! Should've just taken it way earlier. If you haven't noticed, my strategy is snipe the ever-living shit out of people. And it's really nice to have Defender for this, just so in that situation where I was getting shot by those bullets that do a ton of damage, you can just pop your bubble and just keep peeking in and out. I'm going to switch back to Vision of Confluence because I think there's a few Scions up there still. Anyway, so I recognize Destiny's shortcomings. I realize that they probably could have told the story significantly better, and there's a lot of holes in pretty much every aspect of the game, but, you know, one thing I can't fault it on is its gameplay. I love the way this game plays. I love that it's very, like, it feels good in a shooter. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it other than it feels good when you play the game. And it's just like it's a Bungie formula, man. I mean, you know, hey, all the Halos felt good, and this was no different. I mean, it just feels good to play. And as someone that plays primarily shooters, I mean, you know, that's definitely a big compliment to Bungie. You know, there's a lot of games like, you know, when I said I didn't have any MMO experience, I guess I kind of lied because I did play Defiance for a little bit, and that was actually a game that it had a lot of cool things that I was first introduced to, but the problem is it just didn't feel good to play. I mean, the gameplay just was not that good, and you know, I kind of shied away from it for a long time. I stopped playing it because of that. It just didn't feel good, so I gave up on it pretty quickly. And that's usually not like me, but yeah, it was just one of those games where I was like, man, all this stuff's awesome. It was like all this new shit came, and I was like, holy shit! I didn't know you can have all these people in the world at once and be fighting together and get your frame rate to drop to 5 frames per second and have all kinds of fucking fun. And it was cool. And when those new things wore off, I was like, man, this is a really shitty shooter, and it just felt old after a while. I mean, it really felt like a poorly put together shooter. This guy is gonna fucking teleport back up here, and he's gonna melee me. So tip number 1, you knock the guys off, they're gonna come back. Okay, so something I kind of do recommend, and that's, I'm going to tell you, but at the same time, I don't think I'm going to do it right now because I forgot the fucking light switch thing is on. But I like to take these and ram those motherfuckers in that room because sometimes you'll just get like a one-shot kill. But in this case, they will one-shot melee your vehicle and fucking destroy you. So we're going to have to come up with a different plan here. And that plan involves the icebreaker. Can't forget, is the no flinching thing different than angry? I don't think so. Let me see. No, they won't flinch. So, fuck me. That means these assholes with the shields are going to be an even bigger pain in the ass. So again, doing what I hate doing, which is staying back and sniping bitches. So back to Destiny. You know, even though I had a little bit of experience with Defiance, everything just felt new again. When, you know, I think they did a really good job of make the old content feel new, especially in the beginning when, you know, you played the same content, and then all of a sudden there were weeklies and nightfalls and dailies and all that stuff. As soon as you hit 20, it just felt like a different game again. And for someone like me that really likes loot-based games, you know, it was just like, you mean I can get a chance to have an exotic weapon every single week with all three characters? And it was just like, man, I got to do that every week. And it just fucking hooked me. I don't know. I mean, say what you will about the game, but it is addicting to a lot of people. And there's still a lot of people that play these games. That play this game particularly. So, I do think that Bungie will pull through in the end. I believe in a lot of what they're doing, and I'm still excited for things to come. I do think they have a lot of stuff to work on. There's no doubt about that, but at the same time, they've produced quality content for a ridiculous amount of time. So I'm gonna trust the company that has given me hours and hours and hours of entertainment. Alright. So I'm gonna take a pause and actually start fucking murdering some of these people. Alright, bitch, come on. Bitch, why you running? Why you running? Oh, what a bitch. What a bitch. I will give Bungie's AI credit. Those motherfuckers, since, what, elites? When their shields pop, they're like, run! I mean, they know how and when to take cover. They are no joke when it comes to knowing when to take cover. Look at this. I start shooting him and he's like, hey, there's a piece of cover right here. I'm gonna use it. And what I say to that is quit being a fucking bitch. I need to slow things down and get more fucking headshots, or this is gonna take like a year and a half. Especially since it's amazing having Icebreaker, but sometimes it just feels like it recharges too slow. But hey, infinite ammo. Yeah, come on, come on, come on. You're not gonna make it in time. You're too fat. Fatty. So I'm really excited. I don't know if it's like common knowledge, but there was some sort of leak that kind of gave the release schedule that what I assume is the entirety of what they want the life of this first game to be. And from what I saw, it had the correct release dates for the most part. And the House of Wolves, which is the second expansion in the season pass, is set for, I believe it was March 10th of this year. And so I'm excited for that, of course. But the more interesting thing is, back when Destiny first came out, there was a mention of Comet expansions. And this one actually had it in it, and it was set for September. So exactly a year after Destiny came out, they're going to release a Comet update. And if the graphics are to be believed, it showed 12 additional story missions, 4 additional strikes, and a new raid. And then on top of that, they're going to do a whole nother set of expansions. There are going to be 2 more expansions after that Comet update. And that's insane to me. I mean, you know, 12 missions and 4 strikes and a raid. I mean, I think that's the entirety of what Destiny was, wasn't it? I mean, there wasn't a lot of content in this game. And, you know, I feel like after these 2 expansions is what Destiny probably should have shipped with. Whatever the total is, like 3 raids and 6 or 7 strikes around there, and I don't know, 20 story missions about, something like that. Because what it shipped with was, it was really stretching it for a lot of people. And you know, for someone like me, it really didn't, because, as I mentioned, there wasn't a lot of games that I would just like completely replay missions for no reason, but this one actually gave me a reason to keep playing the missions. So it was my first time experiencing that, and so I didn't have as much problem as some people, but that, along with just wanting to get this loot, kept me hooked.
I'm picking up another one of his lieutenants.
Ah,
This way.
god damn. Sticks. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's another one. Great. Alright, come on, come on, come on, come on. Before the tank gets here. Before the tank gets here. I got another grenade for you.
He's in a tank.
Boom. Thank goodness. So what I like actually doing with this tank is if you don't have the new raid sniper, it's fucking perfect for this. Let's switch to that. Damn, they gave me 9 bullets? Holy shit. It's way more than I was expecting. So I like to get up here on this rock, actually, because it provides me a little bit more cover. And now that I have my bubble, I should be able to take him down. Let's pop this thing up here, get some weapons damage, and start taking out one of his wheels. So the raid sniper gives you a new clip every time you land 3 precision shots in a row. And the dude's wheels are precision shots, regardless of if you've already taken them out or not. So it makes it really, really convenient for the raid sniper. Okay. Well, motherfucker. Seriously. God damn it. Saw my mic spiked, so I think I'm going to turn the gain down just a little bit more again. Sorry if you didn't hear any of that. Turn my gain down a little bit more. Fuck. Okay, so good to note the splash damage from that tank will murder a level 32. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck where your defense is at. You're going to die. Alright, so this is as good as time as any to learn the magic of editing. So let's see if this works. Edit now. And we're back. That was probably kind of loud. Sorry about that. Okay. Who's that? Who's that? That's my girlfriend's character. She's going to hide back there because I want some insurance. I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but my goal's not to become like a guide or anything like that. I really could care less about people watching this because they're like, oh, I want to find new strategies and fucking figure out the secrets of the game. There's thousands and thousands of people that do that already. I mean, my purpose is to talk and find some people that are cool to talk to if people are so gracious enough to listen to my videos. And I think that more than the gameplay, they will come back and hopefully just listen to me because, you know, as I mentioned, Michael from Achievement Hunter was one of my biggest inspirations for this, and there's a lot of times I could care less what he was playing. I mean, sometimes I wanted to watch him play, and I would watch him play whatever he had at the time, and other times I'd just be doing something else and be listening to him talk because I thought he was a cool guy. So I'm hoping that I do that for someone else at some point. But anyway, let's get on with this. So she's back there for insurance in case I die because she's got invis and all that shit. Let's try to take out some wheels before I inevitably die again. Fuck you. I really wish I knew the exact timer of like when this bubble was gonna go down so that I could run. But I'm not gonna put that amount of time into it. Alright, come on. Got a good system going. Keep going. Shoot, motherfucker, shoot. Oh shit, it's gone. That seems like it was really short. Do I have my thing spec'd differently? No? No? I'm getting a little crazy, I guess. Alright, let's keep going. Fuck it, I got some insurance. I purchased some insurance, AARP. Is that even insurance? I don't even know what the fuck that is. It just came to mind. Oh, that was almost perfect, dude. I gotta give you some credit for that. Oh, look at all these criticals. Ooh, ooh. That dude wants my dick. Ugh. I was wondering when the dick jokes were gonna start popping up in this video, and I'm guessing it's right now. Fuck off, dude. you haven't watched that clip of Paul Rudd in front of that mirror, you should fucking watch it. Look it up. Oh no. Oh no. Why? Pressure's on. The pressure is on. I swore I moved it before I started firing here again. Before I even started recording, I swear I did it just so the inactivity wouldn't. Hey, look at me.
All right, let's go get Tara.
But I'm still gonna bring her back in before I before I get into that main room, because I really don't want to have to do this over again. I was back listening to the first part while I was going back through this, and I think I covered everything about my first two subjects. So once we get to Valets to Arc, I'm gonna start talking about the video games that I actually missed this year that I really want to play, and some of the stuff I'm looking forward to in 2015. And you can kind of see how my gaming tastes are shaping up to be. Alright, let's go. Does anyone, I don't know. I don't think I've ever stopped to kill these people. Even when I first went through this, I was like, hey, this looks like something I can run through. Alright, where's the respawn restricted? Here we are. Please hold. Alright, we got her joining. For right now, kind of want to clear this out, but at the same time, what the hell's going on with that dude? Yeah, fuck the dude. That was cool though, he's kind of hovering. I think I'm just gonna fucking run it. I think I can make it. I think I can make it. Do it. Do it. Do it. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, I suddenly regretted my decision. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. Alright. Now get to the hidey hole. If people don't know where that is, I'm going to show you. Here's one thing you can possibly learn today, but pretty common knowledge at this point, I think. You get a little hidey hole so you can take out Valets to Arc easier when you're soloing. And here's where the angry modifier becomes a real issue, because you really don't have anything that can drop those phalanx as shields very easily, and that becomes a problem. Let's clear these out so that Valets to Arc can come out, and then we'll go over some games. Some games! I was watching some Achievement Hunter the other day, and fuck, I hate being sick. And like as soon as I stopped watching it, I was like, man, I want to get back to recording. So, I mean, those guys will probably never watch a single video that I make, but man, thanks so much for inspiring me to do this, because this is something that, even though I've only done, this is gonna be like my third video, I'm already enjoying the ever-living shit of this. God, I'm horrible. How many more do I have to take out before he comes out? I don't know. Oh, scary guys. Out of there, out of the air. I love taking those bitches out of the air. They just fall like a ton of bricks. Probably because they kind of weigh like a ton of bricks. Oh shit. Come on, he's got to be coming out. There we go. Alright, run. Alright. So this is just basically hiding and taking sniper shots and clearing out the enemy waves and not really a whole lot else. So that's what you're in for. And some fucking awesome conversation, hopefully. God, when does he stop being immune? Okay. So let's talk about games that I have actually bought and have yet to finish or play. Let's start off with Assassin's Creed Unity. As I mentioned, Assassin's Creed is one of my favorite series to play. And I was so excited for Unity because, in my opinion, 3 and 4 were the worst Assassin's Creed games. I liked 3, okay, I actually finished it, but I actually didn't finish 4. And I'll tell you why. Boats! Holy fuck, was I sick of riding boats for everything. It's like, it didn't feel like Assassin's Creed to me anymore. It just felt like a fucking pirate game. I mean, I was so sick of just sailing on that fucking boat over and over and over. It just like, it wasn't doing it for me. I actually stopped. I played it for a good 20 hours, I'd say, before I stopped. And then I picked it up again, like 6 months later, I'd say. And the first thing I did was get on that boat. I started sailing, and I was like, nope. Nope. Can't do it. Can't do it. It's going to be the first Assassin's Creed game I don't finish. So I picked up Unity, and I actually pre-ordered it. And in hindsight, that probably wasn't the best idea, because I paid $60 for a fucking broken game. Man, that game was broken. And I should have known, too, because they were talking about it at, I think it was E3 the following, this last year. And they were saying that the demo that they made was, like, the only thing they had done with the game as far as, like, content was concerned. I was like, huh, how are they going to release that in November, then? And the answer is they just released what they did, and that was a broken game, unfortunately. And apparently they've done a lot to fix it. I haven't gone back too much to play it, but I can't stand the amount of frame rate issues that game's having. So it's been just kind of in my rear view, if you will. But it's back in an urban environment, and that's something that's really exciting to me because that feels like a Assassin's Creed game to me. I really like and they picked an awesome place, Paris. You know, it's a really awesome place just to kind of just run around, whereas the ocean was not a very appealing place to sail around. It's probably why I didn't enjoy it. I really liked in the Assassin's Creed games just running around, seeing like the architecture and the art. And, you know, all the hours that a lot of developers, I'm sure, put in to every single detail in those games, and I was appreciating the shit out of them. And as I will with Unity, hopefully. The next one is Sunset Overdrive. I actually bought that recently when it was on sale over, I think it was between Christmas and New Year's. I purchased that because that game just looked ridiculously fun to me. I was kind of disappointed that there wasn't a lot of cooperativeness to it, especially since it was a gigantic world. I was like, what better game would be suited to multiple players than a fucking open world game? And the answer is none, because that game should absolutely be cooperative. Their chaos mode is okay, but, you know, it's gonna get old pretty quick. And I don't think they took full advantage of what they could have in that game. But I really like the comedy. It's a little bit more, I would say, Borderlands style, but a little bit more adult, I would say. It's a little bit less kid silly, and they really don't care as far as like what kind of jokes they tell. It's pretty funny, and I really enjoyed the gameplay, and it definitely knew it was a silly game, and it embraced it. And what I have played of it, I've had a ton of fun. So that's a game I absolutely am going to finish at some point, and I don't know, maybe I'll upload some videos. Stuff like this is where I wish I had just like a few people that watch these videos so they can be like, hey, yeah, you should absolutely do Sunset Overdrive, or like, hey, why don't you do more Destiny videos in a raid, or, you know, just so I'm not thinking about everything by myself. But regardless, I'm still having a lot of fun doing what I'm doing. So games that I actually missed that, not intentionally, but maybe because I am fucking broke because I'm still in college. Borderlands: The Pre-Sequel is my #1 because I love that video game franchise. I think I mentioned that it's the gaming franchise that my girlfriend and I play, and it's one that I really wanted to go back to, but it was really hard to convince myself to go back to the 360, and kind of same for my girlfriend. We were playing split screen during that time, and it's not like that anymore. We have our own Xboxes and our own setup, and I think it'd be kind of hard to go back, so we might wait, and maybe they'll release it next gen. I think that'd be a smart thing to do. It'd be like a bundle of all the Borderlands games. I'm gonna synthesize some rockets at some point here. And what else should I do? I'm going to go to my favorite weapon. So next on that list is the Master Chief Collection. Again, something that I'm very sad that I am missing right now because, as I mentioned, Halo is a very special gaming series. But it had some problems, I read. I wasn't too concerned about it because I'm not really much of a multiplayer gamer anymore. By multiplayer, I mean PvP. I don't really do a whole lot of PvP anymore because I just wore it out with Halo and Gears. Like, I played it way too much. So I look for, it's like, you know, a secondary or even third dairy. I don't even know what that word would be, but it's even further back than that for me because I'm just looking for something else in gaming, especially now that I play with my girlfriend. I'm really looking for co-op, and Halo is amazing for co-op. It's definitely one of the series that we've done, and it's my girlfriend's favorite up to this point. So it's one that we're absolutely going to go back and get, but I've been waiting for it to go on sale, just so I don't have to spend a full $60 on games that I've already played. Even though it's 4 of them, it's still games that I've already played. So I'm gonna look out for that. Hopefully there'll be a deal. Last for this year that I actually missed that I still want to play is Far Cry 4. I was a big fan of Far Cry 3. I didn't actually play any of the previous Far Cry games, so I can't really speak to them, but I loved Far Cry 3. And people said a lot of shit about the co-op mode, but I played that with my girlfriend, and we actually really enjoyed it. It was obviously not as intense and not as great as the single player, but we still had a lot of fun playing it. And you know, when Far Cry 4 said that it was going to be co-op, we were really, really excited. But unfortunately, I believe what they said was misleading. I personally believe that it was misleading because they really made it sound like it was going to be 100% co-op, and that is absolutely not the case. From what I understand, only the open world is co-op. Any actual story missions you have to do on your own, and that totally sucks. On top of that, I believe that none of the progress carries over to the secondary character, and I'm just like, is this fucking like 2001? I mean, when the fuck did that happen last? I mean, that's a really poor formula. And I've been really liking Ubisoft games lately. I really liked Watch Dogs, because I didn't have it as overhyped as many people did, but yeah, I mean, they've made some really poor decisions lately, and really, it's kind of affecting my how I think about them, my opinion on them. But those are the games that I'm kind of missing, and I hope I do get to play at some point. Man, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna get rid of these guys. Might be in a bit of a pickle. I'll take some shots to the head. I mean, not. I'll take shots to the head for him, not me. Not me. I don't want shots to the head. Face. Face. Immune? Oh, those hit boxes. See, fuck that shit. Look at this shit. That's fucked up. Anyway, so let's move on. So I think that about covers it for 2014, except for NBA 2K15. I'm actually a pretty big basketball fan, and that'll probably be in an About Me section on another video at some point. But I'm a big basketball fan, and I played probably like 250 hours of 2K14, and I wanted to play 15, but at the same time, I don't know. I spend way too much time in Destiny right now, and I think I enjoy it a bit more than playing basketball games, so it's pretty low on the list, but maybe I'll get it eventually. So looking ahead to 2015, there are a few games. Let me actually pull up a list really quick. Oh, speaking of, another game that came out that I wanted to play was Diablo 3. That is one of the very few PC games that I actually played. And I played that when it came out, and I had a lot of fun with some friends that I usually don't get to play with because they're primarily PC gamers. And I thought that'd be a good co-op game for my girlfriend and I to play, but again, it's kind of like spending the money for a game I already have that I've already played a ton. It's hard for me to commit on, but we'll see. Maybe in the future. God damn it, she left again. I honestly think I'm okay, but I don't want to fuck it up now. You know what I'm saying? 2 seconds. Did I make it? Was that 2 seconds? Hello? Alright, I'm going crazy. So moving on. The first thing I have on my list is Dead Island 2. And Dead Island is another franchise that my girlfriend and I picked up way later. And we started playing it, and we enjoyed the shit out of it. We saw how negative the reviews were, and we were just baffled because we enjoyed that game so much. And, you know, I agreed with some of the stuff. Like, the weapons did break a little too easy and whatnot, but it's a zombie apocalypse. Come on. Sometimes shit's gonna happen. You gotta deal. You gotta survive. And I thought it did a really good job with that. It was lengthy, and it was cooperatively a lot of fun, and it had no restrictions cooperatively, which is like the best thing ever. Oh, yes. Get shit on, dude. Fuck. So, needless to say, we are very excited for Dead Island 2. We played Riptide as well, and it felt a little bit shorter. I don't know if it actually was or not, or if we just weren't doing as many side missions, but it felt shorter, but it was more of what we loved, so, you know, it wasn't a bad game in my book. I see why people thought it was bad because it was very, very, very similar, but I don't know. You have a good formula, I'd stick to it. Moving on. Halo 5, of course. I'm sure someone knew that one was coming. So, I wanted the Master Chief Collection, as I mentioned before, not because of the... Oh my god, I'm glad I brought her back. Let's switch to her perspective. Shall we? Okay, so I just realized I gotta move my mic now because I gotta change perspectives here. I gotta make sure she's Blade Dancer, which she's not. Alright, let's go. So I wanted to try the multiplayer beta just because it seemed cool. Like, it reminded me of Titanfall, which is another game that I played surprisingly because I usually don't play those games. And it was a lot of fun. And I'm not a big Call of Duty fan by any means. Not at all, actually. But Titanfall was a whole different beast. It was a lot of fun probably because of the AI. Oh shit. I'm gonna die. So the insurance policy is not paying off. Fuck. You know, I do have some more games I want to talk about. But I obviously need to get back to that point, and that's going to take a fucking while. God damn it. So the question is, do I go back and edit a third time, or do I just finish up what I'm talking about on this fucking amazing death screen here, since I don't need the Nightfall? And I think I'm just going to quickly go over the last game, since, as I said, I don't really need the Nightfall this week. I just wanted to use it because I thought it would give me enough time to talk. So really quickly, Dying Light, I know, is like the next one that's coming out, and it's just the tie to Dead Island is why it intrigues me so much, because I want to see where both of those go. The people that made Dead Island going from Dead Island to Dying Light, and then where the Dead Island franchise goes. And I'm interested to see the difference between the two games. So I'm excited for that, and the big one at the end of the year, hopefully, is The Division. I do have some stuff to go over on that, and some concerns, but I think I'll save that for another video. But anyway, thanks for joining me on this. I'm going to call this a Let's Fail, because I didn't finish it, and I cheated, and I still didn't finish it. Fuck.